you would play.
Casting couch?
Yeah. General Petraeus.
No, thank
would
you.
be you.
No, really?
I don't want to get in the middle of that mess.
I think it'd be a great role for you if you could.
A lot of drama, intrigue.
Fabulous.
Yeah, this
It's going to be a hot
this
movie.
one is much better, though.
Depends on who's going to play Mrs. Kelly.
Yeah.
I think we better move on.
Yeah, I'm moving on.
Let's move to Lincoln.
You said that working on Lincoln has been your favorite filming experience ever.
I could have done it for a year. Really.
Tell why.
It just was so. I mean, for me, I just had such fun. I really had such fun, and
It's a serious movie. Why was it such fun?
It is a serious movie, but the character. It was clear from the moment I read the script that my character was really offering a certain amount of irreverence and some, sort of comedic levity. And it was that way when I saw the film, but it was that way when we were shooting it too. You know, the shoot was very, very short, and there was this real sense of urgency throughout the entire shoot, which really paralleled the time. The film depicts a period of time which was just a few weeks in January 1865, and we shot the film in a very, very short period of time. And so for the crew, the cast, for Steven Spielberg, everybody, the actors, they were dealing with very, very heavy, serious, very intense stuff. And when they got to the scenes that I was shooting, it was sort of a breath of fresh air for everybody. I mean, it was really a moment of sort of comic relief.
Well, right? I was reading no rehearsal.
No, not really. None.
Just go in and
Yeah,
shoot.
go in
Did you
and
do a
do
lot
it.
of takes?
You know that this is about
Really?
No.
No.
the film is about the passage of the 13th Amendment, which ended slavery.
Abolishing slavery.
Yeah, and how it came about and all the conniving and all this. Now, I learned a lot. I mean, first of all, I enjoyed the film, and you're wonderful, and Daniel Day-Lewis as Lincoln.
He is stunning, isn't he?
And Sally
So,
Field.
but what did you learn that you didn't know?
You know, I didn't know when those practices really got started in terms of trying to gain votes and sort of sway Congress and so on.
You give me
yes,
that.
and things that have been alluded to through history to get the amendment passed, which were speculative and therefore aren't even in the film. I mean, there's a sort of implication that maybe money would be, exchange hands. But it was never, that's not a part of the film. But there's suspicions that some votes were bought directly, but in the film, it's strictly patronage jobs. You know, it was a very unique situation. A lot of Democrats had lost their seats, and yet Congress was still sitting, and therefore they knew that these guys were going to be out of work in a couple of months, and Lincoln felt we can offer them jobs in the new administration and gain their vote. But I hadn't realized that lobbying in Congress really started right from the very first Congress.
And you play a lobbyist,
in the 18th century.
You play a lobbyist in the film, right?
No, it wasn't institutionalized really until after this. Really quite late in the 19th century, lobbying became an institution where that's what people did as a profession. And so that's really how it leads to sort of the fun part of the sort of humorous aspect of the film, is that we're amateurs, and bumbling and trying to figure it out as we go along. And the other really surprising thing for me is how, and Daniel has spoken of the same thing, is how funny Lincoln was. I mean, an incredibly funny man, loved to tell stories.
People in the film, they get mad at him. It's like,
because in the middle of a terrible crisis,
hey,
in the middle of a terrible crisis, to sort of lighten his load, he would tell a great story.
If you read about, I'm sorry, if you read about him, you don't realize, because you never think, oh, this is funny, and you're reading it, and it's you're chuckling, and you're thinking, well, this is Lincoln, can't be funny. He know about being funny.
Well, he's been, his history has been lost in the great speeches, incredible speaker, and also what he accomplished in this country at that time. And that is what has then come to the fore. And then, of course, the selling of mattresses and cars around President's Day.
But